Well, as you can see, I've shot a little more primer on it. And this is why I hate this part of the job. It it's never ending. It didn't get better. It's about the same. So it's gonna be a third go around. So sit back and more sanding. Oh shoot! Let's get comfortable. I'll bring you in the camera in close to show you what it should and shouldn't look like. I wonder if I don't have a. I'm gonna have to bring my inspection light home from work. So all this has to sand back off. I can tell you this right now. We got some spots. Okay, if you look right here, this is what it's not supposed to look like. So that should be good there. I might use the 500 on it instead of the 320. And I'm sure the same is true for this side. Yeah. I know there were some spots on the back that were bad. And there's some spots in the fillets that are bad. Remember, I'm just using this primer as a guide coat. I don't want any of this primer on here. But I did get this fixed and that fixed, so. I ought to get that paper that I got on the. I don't want to get this stuff ground into the carpet. So I got a paper here. Let me get this. We're going to be sanding our ass off again. Okay. Paper's on the floor. You don't think this primer's heavy? Let's see what's said here. Yeah, we all have a twin. Oh, I was going to tell you, if you don't think this primer's heavy, see how it's nose down right now? Well, when I first put it on the stand, it was tail down. That's how close to balance we're going to be. Of course, it gets a prop on it yet. Definitely want to keep the paint off of it, that's for sure. So it's all about sanding this stupid thing off. Big time difference in painting this and cars. But of course a feather fell on it. Yeah, okay. I wish. Remember, I still got to do the bottom like this. It's unreal. We're just getting started. It's a day or two out. I mean, wings are in pretty good shape. They'll clear out okay. It's just that when you do these fillets, you got to work them. And then I got to mold the canopy in. And that's another prime and 2-3 sand outs. Okay, instead of knocking this off with the floor, I'm going to get a vacuum. We're getting there. Boy, I don't like that paper. I don't think I'm going to do 2 hours on this sand out. I'll do an hour and sit down and watch a little TV and then come back and do some more. That turned out pretty good. We got that blocked off. That's good. Now, if a guy wanted to, you could put another coat of primer on there, and I probably will get it perfect. And then all that primer has to be sanded off so you can see through it. So the first thing is to get it smooth, then hit it with a guide coat, like, thin spray, and then sand it all off. I heard him babooing. So I had a problem spot here, and it looks like we got it. I don't know if you can see it, what I'm doing. And I didn't want to use this primer, but such bad shape, kind of had to. Just have to a little less on the paint is all. 7 likes. That's great. Hey, if these videos help you, please subscribe and ring the bell for future notifications. Yeah, I wasn't going to use primer on this model, but because of the situation, it had so many flaws in this fuselage here. We'll just go ahead and use primer and then sand it back off. So what I'm doing now is leveling it out. Once we get it all level, we'll come back with 500 and thin it out. And by leveling it out, I'm looking for any of the boogers. And not only do I want to look for them, I want to feel for them. And this all has to be done on the bottom again. I wonder how much, because I use this primer, I wonder how much over my limit I'm going to be. We shall see. It was 51 before. You can weigh it and see how much primer costs. As soon as I get this sanded, I think that's what we'll do. We'll weigh it up and see how much the primer cost me. 51 yesterday with no primer. Man, that's a scar. I'm gonna have to get some acryl in that. Wow. So let's get some acryl in that so it gets started drying. Okay, hopefully it'll stand there. Okay. I might get disgusted after weighing it today and go, I'm not finishing it. That has happened before. But it's got to look good or it's not worth doing. Okay, that's that spot. Yeah, I'm anxious to know what it weighs. Let's see what it weighs. How much did the primer so far cost me? Got them stacked up like cordwood. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking good. It's just how much is it going to weigh? So, okay. We got to sand that primer off. That's cost me an ounce. I think it was 51 something. It's 52 now. It's got to come off. Keep sanding. I knew it'd cost me something, but I didn't know. I thought maybe a half ounce. That's an ounce worth. So I got to try to do the rest of it without adding primer. Yeah, you think it'll be close to my goal. Yeah, it will be if I watch the weight. I know it'll be way under 64, but that's not my goal. My goal is to be under 60. And try to do it. It's very difficult, especially when you're running a big block. That one there is 62, the Dr. Pepper airplane. That one's 58, and that one's 62. So, but there again, when you don't have super wood, it's pretty hard to meet that goal. You got to have super wood. When I built the Junar in 2017, I had the best. What happened here? I had the best wood, and now with the scarcity of wood, what are you gonna do? This is Australian wood in this one, all metric. I don't know if that makes a difference, another size difference between the things, but it is what it is. I can put some urethane on this puppy and make her shine, shine, shine. But it'd be a wall banger. Lumber wagon. Oh. Yeah, you guys keep building them lumber gazers. This is where it's going to make or break me, and all in this sanding. Can I sand that ounce off? Probably not. But I might get a half of it off, and we can live with that for the look of it. This is 500 now. Sand the circle. Sand, wax on, wax off. Sand the floor. If we get it in paint next week, it'll be a miracle. But I tell you this, when I shot it yesterday at John's and set it out in the sun, it didn't look half bad. You know, I'm looking at this thing with a magnifying glass, where most people are like, oh yeah, okay, that's nice. So I think it'll be all right. Let's see, we got half an hour in already. Yeah, I think it'll be all right. So, as you can tell by my sanding sprees, I just sit down and start sanding. That's exactly what you need to do, Danny. I gotta tell you, Dan is a good shaper. Man, he got an eye. He got this, I can't remember what you call this stuff, some kind of machine board, or I can't remember what it's called, but it's this real dense material. And he can carve and shape that stuff symmetrical, smooth it out. It's beautiful. Yeah, I got all them spots I needed to get in that. So I mean, it wouldn't take much. And you can't believe how much that primer weighed, because before I put that primer on there, the tail end was up like that, and now it's down. So yeah, it weighs a bunch. Change back to the other angle of the dangle. Today is the day of miracles. Yeah, well, it'll take one. Okay. So I want to go off of that, back onto that one. I want to get what do I want to do? We got 30 minutes left. 11 watchers and 11 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so. It helps the channel. Was it worth the ounce? Yes. It'll make the airplane look a lot better. I wish it was an ounce in total. I'm hoping that I don't have to add an ounce on the bottom too. because the white paint's going to be an ounce. And the clear is going to be 3 ounces. What I'm doing is blocking that flat. It was not flat before. It was kind of wavy, like I had sanded some grooves in it. Remember, I want this to look like one molded piece. My airplanes basically look like they're made of plastic when they're done. But they're really wood and paper. I got to get that out because Jim Lynch will go, "Hey, what are you going to do about that?" And I'll say, "Hey, I don't know. I didn't get it done." Now, if you hand me your airplane and want my honest opinion on what I think of it, if I think it's good, I'll tell you. If I give you some criticism, don't take offense. I'm only trying to steer you in the right direction. And a lot of people think that, well, this is really good, but it's really not, you know. My bedside manner is not the best, but the advice you'll get is decent. I wish that I'd had that when I was younger. People say, "Hey man, you're screwing up." I learned everything the hard way. Another difference between this type of painting in a car is this you're looking at within a foot, and a car you're looking at within 10 foot or 5 foot. The Harley Davidson rule of thumb for paint imperfections is if you got a paint nib or whatever there, if you can't see it within 3 foot, it's fine. But I used to have guys come in, hey man, what are we gonna do about that? Nothing. Can't see it 3 foot away. That's pretty good. You know, you got guys running their hands all over your airplane. You can't have bumps on color change and all that. You're not supposed to be doing that. But that's what we do, bury it in the clear, you know. Okay. Made a lot of progress this weekend. I'm not going to get the canopy on. I know that for a fact. It's too late in the day. Too much work to do. Maybe this week. We'll leave that for the bottom sand out. Okay. I need my polywog. I need the wog. Nine and 13. That's good. Seems like I go through this shit every time I do this, one of these. Unbelievable. Remember, I call them polywogs. Amazon calls them sanding grips. But you need to get yourself some. They have round, flat, square. I mean, they're come in all shapes. Got that? Okay. On to this side. And you guys will look at this and go, why is he sanding? That looks perfect. It doesn't look perfect. Lacquer paint is so thin. You know, it looks good in primer. But trust me, just because it looks good in primer doesn't mean it's going to look good in lacquer. This goes back to the chrome adage. It has to look absolutely like it's finished before the finish goes on. This is just a protective coating. So this was that bugger that I squawked about in the thing. We'll sand that out, and I'll show you how much is left, how big a bugger it actually was. And people go, why do you even bother with it? Well, because I know it's there. And if I know it's there, I swear I can't sleep. I go, man, why didn't I fix that? I got this penny collection. I also have a nickel collection too. But I got a penny collection, and I didn't have a 1909 SBDB. And I could not sleep until I had that 1909 SBDB. Had to fill that book. Part of my personality. I don't collect coins, but I got a coin collection. That's as big as it was right there. That's it. I don't know shit about coins, but I got stamps too. My dad had stamps, but he used to pay a week's allowance for a book of 4 or whatever. I got a bunch of them back in St. Louis. Uncanceled, uncirculated, old 30s and 40s stamps. They ain't worth nothing. Except they were my dad's. Got an old lead army man that he made that worth a whole lot to me. It ain't worth nothing, but worth lots to me. They didn't have plastic army men back then. They made their own out of lead. Smelted them down and made their own. My dad came up with the stupidest game I had ever played when I was a kid. He cut a round plywood disc, probably, just a round disc, probably 24 inches in diameter. And then he made a stick like a T. And the object of this game was to push this wheel around with the stick. He said, that's what we did as a kid. I said, oh, shit. super fun. No, it wasn't. It was stupid. But I remember that. You got no money and you got nothing to do. I guess you got to make your own shit. That was back during the Depression that he did that. And we're headed there soon, so. If you think not, you're kindly mistaken. Okay, we're back down to the black again. Remember what I told you about the carbon? You cannot feel this. That is completely buried. And that's a good thing. That won't crack there. Just about every airplane you walk up to, you find cracks there and cracks here and cracks there. These won't do it. I don't want to put all this work into something and have it crack up. And those fractures usually show up just before the gnats. You gotta fix them. And then no guarantee they won't come back, but these, it won't do it. Yep, this has got xylene in it. My hands are starting to tingle. Not as much as DT540, but they're starting to tingle, so that's good. Okay, let's make some noise. Let's vacuum the shit up. There's a lot of dust on that dog. A lot of dust on the floor, too. This ain't a body shop. This is an apartment. Oh, I see a razor blade. Oh, man. Okay, We're going to see how much it weighs here in a second. See how much I've sanded off. The way that it's tilting up now, I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't sand a half an ounce off or better. We'll save that for the bottom, sand out. See how it's tilting up? When I first started, it was level. Come on with all these stupid wires. This place will kill you. Yeah, if you put this all over your airplane, it'll be about 6 ounces. I need to get it all off. I need it back down to 51. You know it's going to gain a little, couple of grams, but a whole ounce? Come on. Can't afford that. Yeah, I'm glad I took that spot out and that spot out. It would have drove me nuts. Okay. Okay. Get your guesses in how much this is going to weigh after the sanding. Yesterday it was 51 without primer. Today it was 52 when I weighed it with primer. And now I've sanded it out. How much do you think I've sanded off? I can tell you it's got lighter because it's getting more and more nose heavy. $57, so we're almost an hour in. We'll weigh it up. We sanded it out in an hour, the top, so shut the video off, start working on the bottom. I could be back later tonight, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to talk for an hour or two by myself. I ought to do a hangout and let you guys ask questions. Would you guys be interested in that tonight, 7 o'clock, a hangout? Where you can come on camera and ask me questions? Okay, let's back it off and weigh it up. Let's see what we got. Get the trash can back over here. I don't need this over here again. Now to give it a fair shot, I'm going to wipe all the primer off of it. And then we've sanded. That'll be a beauty. It looks like I could get some more off of here. We'll get to see exactly what the primer weighs after sanding. Ounce going on for just that. Just for the fuselage. See what we save. Okay. Yeah, there's some more I could get off, but we're going to weigh it now and I'm going to end the program. Too hard for me to do this by myself. Okay. Okay, let's see, we're at 0 and that's at ounces. The after sand weight of the primer is 70 ounces. Oh, da-da-da. We're back to 0. It's at actually 50.95. Oh, because there's the canopy not on it. So, canopy and palette. Nope. All that business cost me an ounce. Still at 52. 52. So let's figure out what this turd's gonna weigh. 52. Where's that prop? It disappeared. 52. Now we know this prop works. 52. This is heavy. An ether prop here. $53.25. Half ounce tip weight is 53.75. We'll add a little bit of tubing in there, 53.75. It won't take this much tubing, but we'll put this all on here, 53.75. That's 54 and a tenth. 54 and a tenth. It'll be 60 ounces, best I could tell. Yeah, I'm still sanding. I'll be sanding for the next few days. I went and looked at your channel, a little history. I see the boats that you make. I thought you were a young guy, but you're my age. I guess the only guys that do this kind of shit are old guys. Oh, there's that prop. Let's use that prop instead. So 52, 53 and a half, 54 and a quarter, 54 and a quarter, 54 and 3/4. 6 ounces is 60 ounces. It'll be 60. I'll have to stop at 59 and 7/8 or whatever, because I don't want any 60. I want it under 60. I'm going to have to sand a whole bunch more to make my goal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off of here. It's been I work all week and then I work all weekend on airplanes. I'm going to watch a little TV, kick back, and I think tonight at 7 o'clock, that's Eastern Standard Time, United States, Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to go online with a hangout. And when you come into the chat, if you have a camera and would like to talk to me, I will post the link in the chat box. I'm not going to post it on Stunt Hanger. I'm going to post the link in the chat box. A little unsecure, but whatever. And we'll make it secure, and the password will be... Now, I'll worry about the password tonight. So, let's see what he says here. Oh yeah, your boats are nice. I got a tip for you. I'm going to tell you just first off, quit buying that crap tape. That tape that you're using, that red Hobbyco tape, no good. Blue 3M fine line. I did find another product last night from Amazon that I ordered. It's a green plastic tape. We're going to give that a try. But blue 3M fine line, it's about $15 a roll. Same with this green tape. And the reason why I want to try this green tape, it's not the crepe. It's 1/8 and 1/16. 3M fine line doesn't come in 1/16. It only comes 1/8, 1/4, 3/8 and half. So we're going to try this green line tape or whatever it's called. But that tape that you're using, that's $4 a roll. That's exactly what you get. You were complaining about the nubs that go underneath or whatever, because the tape's not sealing. So blue 3M fine line. Anyway, I will be back at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll do a live stream hangout where you can come in and ask me questions. Let's see. I will give the tape. Oh yeah, you'll like it. It's expensive, but you'll like it. I had some here, probably out in the car. Just put in search blue or 3M fine line tape. And that's the best that you can get. Only buy the best, because otherwise you're pulling your hair out. I've tried to skimp on, before I go, I'll give this little insight on trying to cheap out. Control line guys are the cheapest guys in the world. Knock it off. When you buy your thinner, I just spent $200 with Wix today. When you buy your thinner, don't buy 3608S and expect it to work. Yeah, it works perfect with DuPont paints. It's meant to work with DuPont acrylic lacquer. It's not meant to work with dope. There's things, does it work? Yeah, it kind of works. But if you spray it, it leaves the dope milky, like it captures the moisture. It doesn't have enough heat to get the moisture out. Don't use gun cleaning thinner in trying to thin your dope. No good. It's too hot and it dries like sandpaper. Then you got elbow grease. So just buy the $55 a gallon thinner. Use it sparingly. Don't use it to clean the gun. So if you buy a gallon of dope, you need 2 gallons of thinner. That's just the way it is. Because you're going to thin the dope 60-40. All right, Tamiya. Yeah, Tamiya. Well, you're using Tamiya paint, right? I use Tamiya thinner and Tamiya thinner. Yeah. If you're using Tamiya paints, use Tamiya thinner. Those paints are different. Those are enamels. Those are mechanical bond paints. Mine are chemical bond paints. Right. Yeah, if you're using Tamiya paint, use Tamiya thinner. Don't try to mix it up with Joe Blow's mineral spirits from Johnson's Hardware. That's $3 for a gallon. It don't work. Stick with the same product. So if you buy SIG products, use SIG all the way through. SIG thinner, SIG dope, SIG sanding sealer, SIG whatever. If you buy Brodak, same thing. Brodak. This gentleman here is using Tamiya. He's building things that are different than I do. Boats, and they're cool. Navy vessels. But he's using Tamiya paint, which is a model builder's paint. Which is better, mechanical bond or the other that you mentioned? Okay. All enamels are mechanical bond. All enamels. That includes urethane, whatever. All the enamels are mechanical bond. The thinners in the paint is not hot enough for a chemical bond. The strongest chemical bond paint there was Aerogloss. They don't make that anymore, so we can't use it. So the next best thing for the mechanical or the chemical bond is, in my opinion, Randolph. And you got to use Randolph thinner with it. So the difference between the two, plastic models can't use chemical bond paints because the thinner is so hot that it will melt it. It'll just melt the plastic. So you got to use something with a mineral base, like enamel. So in order to get enamels to stick, you have to have tooth. And tooth is the sanding scratches. And the sanding scratches stick out and the paint bonds to those scratches. Well, if you try to use our paint on it, I'll bet you could spray my paint on your boat and your boat would look like a lump of clay. After I loaded a coat of thinner on it, it'd be gone. So different applications. So for the plastics, you're going to have to use the mechanical bond, and you scratch it up real good. And late model cars, and they're using water-based paint on them now. I don't understand that. Let's see. Made that mistake. I used car paint once, melted the plastic. Acetone based. Yes, you bet. Acetone's pretty hot. The hottest thinner is xylene, then it's MEK, then acetone, and then MIK, methyl isopropyl alcohol, or methyl isopropyl ketone, and down the line. The mineral spirit paints, they don't have any, there's no smoke to them at all. You don't have to worry about melting anything with enamels. I mean, enamels is just plastic, melted plastic. But these other thinners are very volatile and very, very flammable, very, very toxic. So be careful when you're painting. Like I was painting with this AHB-BG, and I could tell that it has my beloved xylene in it. This stuff is the worst. This is the best primer going. They don't make it anymore. It has the most xylene in it. When you sand this, your hands tingle. If you sand all day, your hands will be buzzing by the end of the day. Well, I can feel that in the crest as well, but not as bad. And you won't get that out of any enamel. Enamels are nothing. Let's see. He made the mistake. Okay, guys, I'm going to be back at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll do a live stream chat session, and you can ask me all the questions you want, and I'll try to give you all the answers that I know. I don't know it all, but we can look them up. And I know a goodly amount. You'd think after all the years I was trained by the United States government how to paint, you figure I know something about paint. We used to get 55-gallon drums of MEK in the Navy, and I'd put my arm down in there and just wash off with that MEK. That was good stuff. That's hot lacquer thinner, boy. I had the best looking shoes in the squadron because mine were painted with epoxy. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later this evening. And until then, keep sanding.